Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. We're on our way to Interactive Introverts in Seattle, and I'm driving. Wait, do you have my whole body in here? Don't put my whole body. Okay, just my face. Okay. Hey guys, we're going to Interactive Introverts, and I'm so excited. We're driving up to Seattle. My sibling Abby is currently on their way from Tillamook. I live in Newburgh, so it's about 3.5 hour drive, and I'm very excited. We're going to go to Red Robin, which isn't that fancy, but I love Red Robin, so it's fancy for me, and I don't get to go all the time because I can't really afford to go out. Thankfully, my sibling Abby is paying because otherwise I have $5 in my bank account and nothing would be happening. So we're driving up there, we're going to go to Red Robin, then we're going to go to Interactive Introverts, and I'm going to keep you updated, and I'm going to try and take video of it, but we'll see what happens. First of all, Abby's in the bathroom, and this little tiny kid goes rushing up to the bathroom and starts shaking the doorknob like crazy. And then this lady who's waiting in line is like, we're in line. And he doesn't hear, and then she goes, hey! And he's like, ah! And then she's like, we're in line, bitch! And then he's like, okay. And then he looks at me and he's like, are you in line? And I felt really bad, but I was like, yeah, because I have to pee. And so then Abby comes out, and Abby's like, there's no soap in there. And I'm like, well, thank God I have hand sanitizer. So I go in, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe there's no soap. And then I go over to the water, and right there is some soap. And I'm like, oh, maybe they meant that there was no soap left. And then I go squish, squish, and there's some soap right there in my hand, squishing all over my hand, gooshing around. And Abby thought that there was no soap because they put their hand underneath and no soap came out, when it was a pusher, and it was just gooshing right out onto my hand.
I'm accustomed to fancy soap, rich people soap that just squirts out.
God's homophobic, and that's why we almost crashed. Yes, I'm eating salad, but it's because it has fried jalapenos. I just order a salad because I'm like, oh, I can eat that really quick. And also, I haven't had a vegetable in like 5 days, so I'm like, that is probably important. Hey guys, we're at Interactive Introverts. The line is literally around the block. We're finally moving. And I wish I could have filmed it for you guys. I was planning on filming at least parts of it, but in the beginning they had Dan's phone having Siri reading out loud that we couldn't have any videos, any pictures, or anything like that. Like, it was like a movie theater. And we were like, oh, okay, we'll probably still be able to take some videos. But then there's like an usher standing there like hovering. And at one point somebody took a picture and it accidentally had flash, and he like burst across the balcony, like ran across the entire balcony to like, they were over on the other side of opposite. And so he gets over there and he's like freaking out at them, but doing it quietly so it doesn't ruin everybody else's experience, but everyone's watching and they're not even paying attention to Dan and Phil. So I was like, okay, so we really better not do that. So I had like down on the side, like I was holding it like where nobody could see, and I was pretending I was just holding my phone and I wasn't doing anything else. So I was like holding it down here, and I tried taking some videos. So you're gonna see a little bit, you're gonna see like the opening parts, but like you're not gonna see everything. But I'm gonna describe what happened to you.
This is intermission.
The man who's making us not show Dan and Phil on video. So I was like, okay, so we really better not do that. So I had like down on the side, like I was holding it like where nobody could see, and I was pretending I was just holding my phone and I wasn't doing anything else. So I was like holding it down here, and I tried taking some videos. So you're gonna see a little bit, you're gonna see like the opening parts, but like you're not gonna see everything. But I'm gonna describe what happened to you.
Dan and Phil.
Oh my God.
Also known as Dennis Not on Fire. And the incredible Phil.
So the tagline of it is, as you know, giving the people what they want. And literally that's what it was. It was pretty much like a choose your own adventure. Like, there were some things that were planned, like the end, which I'm going to tell you about because the end was amazing. They came out and then they were describing what they're not going to do. And in doing that, they did those things. So they acted out fan fiction. They said they were going to hold a puppy, but there was no puppy in there, and they pretended it was dead, and things like that. Like, they were like, these aren't the things we're going to do, but then they did those things. Okay, so then they did like a simulation like Sims, and it had it where they each had their own little character that was supposed to be based off them, and they were like, oh, pretend that, not even pretend, they were like, oh, this is with our own feelings and emotions, so be gentle. And then they always had like two options. Like they were like, you can do this really nice thing, or you can do this really crazy hard thing that might be dangerous. And they were like, okay, cheer for which one you want. And of course everyone cheered, well, not everyone, some people were nice and I don't know why, but most people cheered for the hard option, because we all want to be hard on Dan and Phil because we know they can take it. So we did that, and both of them, it was like choose your own adventure, and everyone chose the hard part. So we, at the end, we get to it, and both of them ended up dying, and they were like, okay, well, we're giving the people what they want, and even our simulations died, so this is going to be difficult. And then they had, who would you sacrifice, Dan or Phil? And everyone wanted to sacrifice Dan. So Dan gets put up on this big, like, Russian roulette wheel. And he's, like, pinned on. And Phil has, like, a slingshot and, like, a bow and arrow and, like, a gun. And he's, like, shooting, like, paintball things at Dan. And one hits Dan's knee, one hits like the back of the wheel, and then one hits Dan like right in the crotch, and Dan freaks out and is like, if that was 2 centimeters higher, like we wouldn't have been friends anymore. And it was like so close. Like I'm like, that could have ruined the show. So thankfully it didn't hit him there, but also I feel like everyone would have just laughed, like not very much like sympathy, but thankfully it didn't hit him there. So it was a bunch of stuff like that where they just like did what people wanted and like what people have been begging for. And then there was a part where they just like sat down and they like pulled out some questions that people had asked beforehand, and they just kind of like sat there and like talked to us like one-on-one. And it was really sweet and it was really nice. And Dan said the sweetest thing. He said that he feels so honored to like be on this tour and to be with people and to see the fans, and it just meant so much because it felt like you were really connecting to them, and that was amazing. And then the end, this was amazing. Okay, so you know how everyone is always wanting Phil to do a diss track, because Dan did a diss track but Phil never did, and everyone really wants him to because Phil's so innocent and everyone wants him to show that he's not only innocent. Also, everyone wants to show that he's not only innocent by him cussing. And he said the F word on Dan's channel once, but other than saying fuck, he's never said anything else. So everyone was like, they really wanted that. And then also everyone wants Dan to play piano because he never plays piano in front of people or for us. So that was two things that everybody really wanted. And then it gets to the end, and Phil does a diss track. It was amazing. So Phil starts doing a diss track and says bitch and shit, and then Dan pulls out a piano. Well, doesn't pull it out. A piano like comes out of the wall and he's like sitting on the piano. So then he starts playing the piano, and then Phil tries to still keep doing his diss track, and this is like going back and forth for a little bit, and then they ended up like Phil sat on top of the piano and they ended up with a song all about interactive introverts, and it was so sweet. And then they like slowly pulled back into the wall. It was really cool looking, and that was the end of the night. It was so amazing, and I love the way they set it up. It was like a lot of like one-on-one connection, which I wasn't expecting. Like I knew it was like giving the people what they want, but I thought it was going to be more like, oh, we're going to be funny, we're going to do things people like haven't seen us do before. But they like actually sat down and just talked to us one-on-one, which is especially good because we have like what, 3 or 4 day in the life of Dan and Phil videos, and like other than that we don't really get much of like what they're actually like in like just like by themselves, like when they're not on screen. And I feel like other YouTubers do a lot of like vlogging and stuff like that, and Dan and Phil don't. And so because they don't do that, we don't really see like the them. And so it was really nice to see that. Like a lot of it was like acting and being up on stage and things like that. But like that one part where they sat down and they just talked to us, like that meant a lot. Like I think everyone really took a lot from that, and it like meant something to them. And I think that was really special. So overall, really good experience. They're done in the US, but I think they're going to other countries. So if you have a chance, definitely go. It was definitely worth it. And if you can't make it, I'm really hoping they do what they did with Amazing Tours Not on Fire, where they make like a YouTube Red movie. We're hoping, because obviously I wasn't able to record, and I don't know if other people recorded and put it up. I'm pretty sure people did, but I'm really hoping there's like a professionally done movie because it was amazing. Thank you guys for watching. I'm really grateful that everyone is watching. I have like 41 views on my last video, and to some people that might not seem like a lot, but to me that feels like a lot. Like 41 people watched my video, and that's amazing. Like I didn't know I had that many people that like would want to talk to me or know anything about me. So that means a lot to me. Thank you guys. And if you do like my videos and if you care about these videos, Please watch other videos I've made. I'll put some links for my social media down below if you want to follow me anywhere. And also, please subscribe. That means a lot to me. I have 18 subscribers, which a lot of people would be like, that's nothing. But that means a lot to me. Like, 18 people care enough about me to want to subscribe. So, like, if you really like my videos and you want to see more of them, you can hit subscribe. And then you can also hit the little alarm bell and it will tell you, like, when I post something. But also on all my social medias, I'll be, like, posting when I make a new video. I make a new video every single weekend. So if you want to see that, come and see my videos. Okay, love you guys. Bye.